get such a laugh out of every time I try to explain to my kids. I'm like, okay, imagine there's a time when you don't have a phone in your pocket and you have to call someone. We had to like walk to a place where there was a booth with a phone in it. You put a quarter, you have these things called quarters, and then you put the quarter in the machine and then you press these buttons. And then after a minute, they tell you run out of time. And they just like, it's a completely different world. It's only been a few decades, but it's such a completely different world. The world is changing in such a rapid way. And so I definitely want to get into MacArthur Foundation, all that you're doing there. One more question though, as we're talking about your story. So you talked to us about how your upbringing shaped your views on impact and how you're contributing. And now I know you have two kids,
Oh, you're so
teenagers.
good. Yes, we do.
And so tell me about how you tried to maybe use what you've learned about, everything to shape them and their journey, and how that's shaped their story so far.
Well, thank you. And I love the point about the phone booths and the old phones and how much kids laugh at us. We've gotten rid of most of our phone booths in the US, but if you're in the UK, I don't know if you've noticed this in London, they still have those beautiful old red phone booths, and they're usually filled with stickers that maybe aren't all good. But in any event, it is funny to go to a place where they still have those artifacts. It's an interesting point. In terms of our kids, yeah, I mean, we have two awesome kids. One's just finished his first year of college, rising sophomore in college. Another's a rising senior in high school. They are definitely sick of my lessons of various sorts, including about money, but also about hopefully leading impactful lives. I'm really psyched with the great young people that they have become. We have, I don't know if you've used the same phrase, but we have used the idea of flint and kindling on the money front, which is it's our idea that we want to teach them to do the things that's kind of the flint and get the spark, and that we will give them the kindling. And in my case, that's going to be paying through their college tuitions, which I think they both will go to college, and then maybe a little bit to get started with a first home or a business or whatever. But after that, no economic outpatient care. So they're getting flint and kindling from us, and that's it. And they know it. And hopefully along the way, the flint part is the education that you all have worked on so well. And I know you've been offering a thing for younger kids. Our kids are just a little too old for that. But if you do the teenage or older version, I'm sure my kids would, they might be bribed or persuaded into joining. I don't know.
I love that. Flint and kindling. That is such a good analogy. I'm definitely going to use that with my kids as well.
What is one thing that you're doing right now to live a meaningful and intentional life by design?
Well, I appreciate the question, and I've enjoyed listening to your podcast and hearing all the different inspiring stories of what you've helped to bring about for other people. And for me, I am unusual, I suppose, in the sense of really loving my job, and so I'm not trying to invest with you all to be able to do less. I actually want to keep doing this as long as someone will let me. Although maybe should shift jobs at some point to give someone else a chance at this. But being able to do this work, but then also to be really present for my family. And so one of the commitments we have is between the 1st of August and for a couple of weeks, we always go to Maine and go hiking and spend a lot of time outdoors. And to our kids, wherever they are in the world, the idea is it's fine if they're elsewhere for other times, but we're all going to be together in early August in Maine. So it's not that we're just working all year for those 3 weeks, but it is definitely something that I think about as a way to keep balance in our life, and the kind of investing I can do with you is something that makes that possible.